Hey guys, it's your boy Charles on this world, the Griot. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, thumbs up button. We're gonna get into this book called Black Brothers Inc. I'm gonna be giving my reaction to a snippet of this book. Basically, this is a part of the book where the Nation of Islam turned on Malcolm X. Apparently, the Nation of Islam back in the day had a lot of gangsters that were involved with the Nation of Islam, and they was trying to get at Malcolm X. Let's go ahead and play this insert from this book. Y'all hit the thumbs up button. Let's check it out, and I will come back with my
Malcolm
reaction.
X took the traditional pilgrimage to Mecca in 1964 and returned a changed man, greatly influenced by the sight of, and from bonding with, Muslims from different backgrounds. Malcolm X turned increasingly toward Orthodox Islam, rejecting racial separatism. He also
Mm.
began arguing publicly with Elijah Muhammad and other NOI leaders, sparking rumors about what the consequences for such impropriety would be. In
Mm.
November 1964, an FBI informant inside Washington's Temple 4 told the Bureau that an announcement had gone out to the Fruit of Islam. Malcolm should be attacked on sight. On
Oh,
December 4th, Louis Farrakhan, then known as Louis X, wrote in
who's
Muhammad
next?
Speaks, "If any Muslim backs a fool like Malcolm, he would be a fool himself. Only those who wish to be led to hell or to their doom will follow Malcolm. The die is set, and Malcolm shall not escape. Such a man is worthy of death." A
Oh,
cartoon of a cemetery accompanied the article. On the tombstones were the names of infamous traitors such as Judas, Brutus, and Benedict Arnold,
what?
and the cartoon depicted Malcolm's decapitated head bouncing into a bed of bones with a tombstone marked with his name.
Whoa.
When Malcolm and his bodyguards arrived at a Philadelphia radio station for an interview on December 29th, a crew from Temple 12 met them and fought with Malcolm's guards in their effort to get at him.
Mm.
A police detective happened to be in the area and managed to break up the fistfight. The crew sent to attack Malcolm was led by Sterling X. Hobbs, a gangster who was usually called upon when the need for physical force was expected.
What?
Hobbs would make headlines a decade later, but for now his importance was tied to Jeremiah Shabazz. He was close to Shabazz, and thus the attack on Malcolm suggested that Shabazz had allied with Elijah Muhammad against his former friend and roommate. Another article in Muhammad Speaks predicted that 1965 would be a year in which the most outspoken opponents of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad will slink
Mm.
into ignoble silence. Malcolm X took the threat seriously and told anyone who knew him
Oh,
that his life was in danger. His concerns were validated on February 14th when his
that's on
house was
Valentine's Day.
firebombed. Malcolm survived and continued to speak out against Elijah Muhammad. On February 21st, he was on the stage again, about to
Mm.
speak, when he was shot dead. Elijah Muhammad expressed no
Oh,
sympathy for Malcolm's death, stating instead that Malcolm died according to his preachings. He preached violence, and
whoa.
violence has taken him away. The public assassination of Malcolm X served notice that virtually no one was untouchable or out of the
Mm.
NOI's lengthening reach. Federal authorities, of course, watched with a keen interest. J. Edgar Hoover's security index was increasingly listing black
Hmm.
militants rather than communists. That did not satisfy Hoover, however, and he instituted a refined listing called the Rabble-Rouser Index for individuals who have demonstrated a potential for fomenting racial discord. It included Jeremiah X. Shabazz and listed several of his aliases: Jeremiah Pugh, Jerry Gerardo, Geronimo, Jamal Shabazz,
Mm.
and Jamal Shabazz. As the 1960s came to an end, Philadelphia's black Muslim membership was roughly 10,000. The number of criminals within the mosque was never estimated. Nevertheless, there is no doubt the criminal subgroup within the NOI far outnumbered the nascent black mafia in numbers of affiliates and weapons as
Wow.
early as 1969. It was inevitable that the two groups would come into contact, and given the uncompromising nature of both, a violent clash seemed likely. Yet any notion Sam Christian and his men may have had that they could simply take over black Muslim territories the way they had with many neighborhood gangs were dispelled by several high-profile black Muslim shootings. Faced with a turf war that they would undoubtedly lose, the Black Mafia opted to become, in essence, the extortion arm of Temple 12. Christian and other Black Mafia members were already Muslims and knew many members of the mosque. It was the formality of the relationship and the conversion of many underlings that made the deal significant. Depending on a Black Mafia affiliate's standing in the Muslim faith, ability to generate money, and prior history of violence, he could be incorporated into the
Mm-hmm.
intimidating fruit of Islam. Sam Christian was immediately made a captain in the FOI. He would be responsible for sanctioning
Mm.
murders and other criminal acts, and reported directly to Jeremiah Shabazz. Roosevelt Spooks
Spooks.
Fitzgerald became brother investigator to Shabazz, and reviewed prospective members, complaints on active members, and possible security leaks. The informal absorption of the Black Mafia into the mosque was never complete, however. Many Black Mafia affiliates chose to forsake becoming Muslims, and were therefore
Mm.
excluded from positions of power. These affiliates continued to operate, however, with the permission of the Black Mafia leadership, although they now paid a higher percentage of their profits in tribute to their bosses. The new structure provided several benefits. For both the criminal elements in the Black Muslims in Philadelphia and Chicago, and the Black Mafia, the take would be greater, since there would be a virtual monopoly on the narcotics trade in several significant sections of the city, and the trade would have the backing
Mm-hmm.
of some of the city's most notorious criminals. The newly formed group's presence on the street also had an intimidating effect on witnesses to their activities. Victims and witnesses generally would not testify against either group prior to the merger. Now, the prospect of facing in court one of a 200-strong criminal supergroup of hardened street soldiers
Anyway, man,
was
this
even
is
more
from the
frightening.
Black Brothers Inc. The Violent Rise and Fall of the Philadelphia Black Mafia. So this is the BMF before BMF. You know what I'm saying? These are the real OG Black Mafia guys in Philadelphia, and they were very violent, and most of them were part of the Muslim Black Muslim movement. Um, I never, you know, I didn't know that Farrakhan had that much venom towards Malcolm X. He pretty much put out a threat towards Malcolm X, huh? What do y'all think? Y'all think Minister Farrakhan was hating on Malcolm X because he was kind of like at the top at the time, and he's pretty much was on the come up, you know? But what faith, was supposed to be nonviolent is trying to uh delete one of their members that's against them. That's kind of contradictory, you know, kind of hypocritical. I don't know. But the Black Mafia, man, Philadelphia Black Mafia was one of the most violent, man. I'm telling you. Check out this book, y'all, Black Brothers Inc. The Violent Rise and Fall of the Philadelphia Black Mafia. Let me know what y'all think about it and give me your reactions in the comment. It's written by Sean Patrick Griffin. Um, so yeah, check it out. It's read by Mike Caberlin. So yeah, check it out. It's on Audible if y'all want to check it out. But yeah, the Black Mafia, I heard, man, nothing to mess with, man. You know. So this is the OG Black Mafia, before the Big Meech. So this ain't the same. I'm trying to get confused, y'all young people. This ain't Big Meech. This is before Big Meech, Black Mafia. You know, the real one. Anyway, leave your comments and subscribe to the Griot. Y'all take care.